Hello and welcome to Life in the Bitter Truth. This is the podcast where we seek to understand the deeper, sometimes painful aspects of life and what it all means to us. I'm Vittorio.
And I'm Dinorah.
Yay! Yeah. It seems quiet in the studio, doesn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it seems quiet. For some reason, why it seems so quiet. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we don't have background noise. I don't know. Seems like it's quiet.
That's a good thing, okay?
Whispering. Okay, maybe it is. Okay.
Okay.
So what's been going on with you?
Oh,
Yeah?
a little bit of this, a little bit of that,
Okay.
you know?
That might be your new thing. A little bit of this.
Well, it's the grind.
It's the
It's
grind.
the rinse and repeat.
Oh, goddamn. Rinse and repeat
Repeat.
is right. It's
We say
right.
that to each other every day. Rinse and repeat.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It is. We are doing that rinse and repeat. We got to hurry up and win the lottery. Any of you guys out there won the lottery, let us know in the comments because we'd like to get a little bit.
Donation.
Donations.
Yes.
I like donations.
I do
Donations
too.
are good. So good. All right. Very cool. So,
What's in the world today?
exactly that. It's a good question. So, it's kind of funny. I watch a lot of podcasts all throughout the day and as I'm doing stuff, and
I don't.
I watch the news, and I'm up to speed on all kinds of stuff that's been going on, both on the social media side, not quite like you where I'm watching TikToks every night.
But did I not show you something today?
You did.
It helped. It helped.
You
Not
did.
gonna lie, it helped.
You did TikToks. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the TikTok thing.
It's snippets of stuff, and I just need to see the narrowed down points.
I get
is
it.
all I want.
The constricted parts. I get it.
The narrowed down, not constricted.
Yeah, but a lot of people like you and your generation.
Oh, here we go. I believe you're the same generation.
Use TikTok as the God's truth. So
Wow.
I don't know.
To a degree.
I don't know. But so in the last couple of weeks, right? So we came off of, some pretty dark weeks out there with our good old friend Charlie Kirk. Not
Rest
that we
in
know
peace.
Not that we know him personally, but yeah, it was a tough situation, him and his wife, what they've gone through and whatnot. So yeah, definitely rest in peace. And so today we're going to take a much lighter approach to things, which is good. But what's been going on in the news or social media and all that good stuff, so of course, the fun thing today was with that crackpot Letitia James.
Oh, yeah.
That dirtbag was finally indicted for war crimes.
Yeah.
She was indicted for fraud. So she's the New York Attorney General.
Yes.
And she's the one that's been hounding President Trump on, what they considered as fraud as far as the valuation of his business and all that kind of stuff. So the kind of the big one is that. Deutsche Bank, where he borrowed a lot of money for some of his properties, and they go through an analysis like all banks do. They go through valuations of real estate.
They have to do their due diligence.
They do their due diligence.
They have to.
And Deutsche Bank basically came back and said, "Yeah, we agree with his valuations, and we'll give him the money. And by the way, he actually paid the money all back, so we'll lend him the money again." So, but this crackpot woman said that his properties weren't worth what he said they were worth. So, of course, whatever.
From what basis where she's getting this information?
She has
understand.
She has been for years trying to get Trump,
Yeah.
right? And that's been her mantra. That's how she got voted in and all that kind of stuff. She's a dirtbag. She's a scumbag. So, and Letitia James, you can come after me, but good luck. But you're a dirtbag. So, dirtbag. That came off the heels of James Comey the prior week. Getting indicted. And he's a dirtbag FBI
Another
guy.
dirtbag, another one.
Another dirtbag. So yeah,
Liar, dirtbag.
Yeah, that was in the news. That was the big headline of the afternoon. Then, of course, all day long was the headline of Trump's success in getting the peace process, or the Israelis to commit to the peace. It isn't a peace process. It's basically the capitulation of this terrorist organization called Hamas, right? And getting the key thing was to get back all of the hostages, the ones that are remaining, and of course the ones that are dead, the bodies, yeah. And for that, Hamas, you'll live, right? Who's ever left, right? Because of course, Israel's been doing targeted assassinations. They've been doing very well on it, at that target assassination. So that was good. That's all coming to a head, and hopefully, I think by Sunday, all of the hostages will get released.
He's flying there on Sunday, right?
He's flying there because I think he's got to fly in there on Sunday, but he may fly in on Saturday because remember it's the Sabbath, right?
Oh yeah.
So they follow Shabbat rules because that's the Jewish state, and so the entire country shuts down from sunset to sunset, Friday to Friday. You know that.
Yep.
And so he may fly in, I think, probably Saturday night, and then what he'll do, he's actually addressing the Knesset, which is for those of you who don't know Israel's parliamentary judicial body. That's the not judicial body, but the legislative body is the Knesset. It's their parliament, and he's addressing the Knesset because he was invited by the entire Knesset to as an honor.
That's awesome.
So you know that Prime Minister Bibi is probably the only prime minister that has addressed the U.S. both houses of Congress more times than any other politician.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we have a very we have a close and personal relationship as we do with England, right? That's how close we are with Israel. So yeah. So yeah, that's going down, and then of course the whole big stink was the whole Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's talking about that Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for this. And, of course, for a lot of other things, because, the Abraham Accords and everything else that he's been doing to stop as many wars as he can. The man doesn't like wars, right? So he's been trying to stop as many as he can, right? Hasn't been overly successful with Russia because Russia is probably, they're liars. I don't know what else to say. Not the Russian people. I think the Russian people are fantastic, but the government. It's just Putin just likes to play games. So, but yeah, so that's been going on with Israel and what's been going on there with the getting the hostages back, and of course, we're still dealing with the shutdown. I think the only thing that I saw today. Did you read something about?
No. It was just very interesting to hear that it's still going. I know that Trump had said that let's just bring everybody back and then we can negotiate.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, these liberals just don't want to do that.
Nope.
And it boggles my mind that they're okay with giving health insurance to illegals.
That's exactly it.
I can't.
I know. That's part of the their big push is they don't want to. They want to sneak in whatever they can during this what should have been a clean bill. They want to sneak. They want to sneak in this whole insurance for illegal stuff. And it's kind of funny. They all denied it. You see Pelosi, Waters, all these dirtbag liberals.
It's written down. How do they? You can't deny that.
You can't deny it, but they denied it. Flat out liars. But so that was in the news, and so obviously the shutdown's still going on, and there's going to be a point in time where people. And you know what? Trump may use this opportunity to lay off more people, permanently lay off people.
But what I don't understand is okay, why not help actual citizens, like Americans? Health insurance is ridiculous already.
I know. Well, the Liberal Party, they're a party of, hating the U.S. They're a party of illegals. They're a party of crime. And they're a party of violence, right? When I speak of liberals, I'm not speaking about every single person in the Democratic Party. There are fantastic people who are reasonable and understand the dynamics of our two-party state, but or a two-party system. But unfortunately, the right wingers, the crazies in the party, are the ones that have consumed the party, and those are the ones that are kind of holding things up. It's just
it's
nutty.
been in the government though. It's those guys.
Yeah, and then I guess Trump got the National Guard to go into Chicago and to Portland. I think it was. Yeah, those are the two, and those are the two states that were suing and got a short-term stay so that he couldn't. But then, boom! I think I can't remember whether it was overturned at the appellate level, or they went up to the Supreme Court. Either way, it's stupid.
It is.
It's just another way of delaying what President Trump has the power to do under the federal statutes. So yeah, that was kind of funny. And of course, those two whack jobs, the mayor, the liberal mayor, he's actually a socialist, and then of course the crazy fat guy governor, in Illinois. So yeah, too bad, because Chicago. We all been there, right? Chicago's great,
Great.
But it's too fucking dangerous, right? It's the murder capital of this country. So yeah, and we got to clean it up. So and then
Katie Porter.
Oh yeah,
Katie Porter.
Go for it.
Wow, man, oh man, did she have a meltdown or what? And then they're bringing back something that she did, what was it, in 2020 or something, 2021 or something, that she starts cursing out one of her her people. It's
Was that the one where she cussed at the guy because
yes, he was in her frame?
Oh my God, yeah.
But and it's viral, like it's all over, and they're the little snippets of how she just had this meltdown with this interview, and this poor reporter was just doing exactly what her job was, asking follow-up questions. She just didn't want to hear it. Didn't want to hear it. I'm like, oh my God.
What's funny about the liberal media, right, or the media, the mainstream media, is that they never ask any questions when it's a Republican against the Democrat because they don't want to make the Democrat look bad. But this is a primary race. So it's Democrat against Democrat. And of course, they're going to ask the tough questions then, to weed out the herd a little and whatnot. And I think who's running, right, for governor? It's some Hispanic guy. I don't know who the hell he is. I mean, it's California, so I'm in the fucking California. And then Katie Porter, and I think there's a few others and stuff like that. But she had a fucking meltdown. Like she's
crazy. Like ended the interview and the
cussing.
She was just like, "This is over." Like she just didn't want any part of it. It was hysterical.
Have you seen Katie Porter?
I have.
Damn.
I have.
And I don't mean damn in a good way.
Can't judge.
I'm not judging. Should I say judge? Oh, I'll get bad commentaries because everybody's going to know that I'm saying that she looks awful.
She does. She had bad lighting. The dress didn't fit her
right. That's a nice way of saying shit. Okay, well, good deal. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Katie Porter. She was Orange County. Represent for Orange County. Yeah,
she was.
Of course.
And she apparently did so much for Orange County.
Oh, did she?
Oh, supposedly.
Okay. Yeah, that's why Orange County is dying. Okay, whatever. Whatever. And that was that. And then, of course, there was one thing I think I mentioned to you before we even started was I got some funky feed on my Instagram where it was, and I'm going to caution everybody because I'm going to say it, but I know it sounds terrible, and it is terrible, but it's actually one of my favorite words. But
I know what you're going to say.
It was apparently I got something in the feed about, you know how a lot of young women and young guys, the young people like to dance the new
songs,
the new viral songs.
Yeah.
So it was this one girl who did it, and you see only the back of her, and she's actually very well fit, very attractive. Well, physically she looks fit. Yeah. So then she turns around, and it's a Down syndrome girl, and I'm thinking, what? And at first I thought, what?
Touch of the Downs.
AI.
Oh, yeah.
AI, yeah. So then, of course, I was looking through some of the comments because I wanted to make sure it was like, is it AI or is it not? And it's not AI. The girl's actually...
sure it's not?
It's not AI, and the girl's actually who it is. It's a real person, and she's very fit.
How would that come up on your feed?
I get all kinds of shit because I'm this is about the podcast. I gotta know the shit that's going on in life, right? Or social media, right? And so then I looked through some of the comments, and I said, and one guy, I think he said, "God damn, that retard looks good."
Oh,
I
damn.
know exactly what I saw. Damn, that was shocking. And I won't call out the person who said it, but yeah, there was a couple of comments like that.
Oh,
damn, girl, it was pretty shocking. So. Yeah.
And then hate comments for that one.
It wasn't me. It was just something I'm reporting back to you.
I
good
apologize
folks.
for him for his behalf.
I'm reporting back. I'm being a reporter now. So, and then of course, I think the week prior was Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War. Met with all the generals and basically called them all fatties.
Oh yeah.
Which I thought was funny as fuck. So yeah, it's hard for for these people to be leaders if they're not keeping up with themselves. Because Hegseth apparently isn't fit. He's fit.
How?
He's fit. He's a fit guy. So okay. So he says you guys get fit, and we're no longer doing that woke shit. So no dudes in dresses, okay? That's what he said. I love that part. No dudes in dresses. I love that part. So that was that. And I think the last thing I read was something about Elon Musk being the first trillionaire. That's right. Go Elon. Yeah, cool. Good for him. First trillionaire. Can you imagine?
Amazing.
Yeah. I'll be happy with a couple million personally.
Smart man.
Yeah. Whatever. So what are we talking about today?
Today, generational. Are we saying generational differences or...
Oh, about the generational groups.
Yes,
That's right. We talked about that. Yeah, we had that all written down. And I think it's kind of funny. You said generational groups. I looked it up. I actually did a little AI research. And for those of you who might know, I use ChatGPT. No, I didn't use ChatGPT.
I didn't.
I actually used Perplexity, which we're not even sponsored by. But yeah, Perplexity.
Okay.
Perplexity. There are other ones, but I like that one. So, I did some research because it gives me more factual stuff, and they called it a cohorts. Generational cohorts.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny, which basically means groups and that kind of stuff. So, what'd you read? What'd you find?
So it just was fascinating because the part that I didn't know that there was a silent generation. Like, didn't know that. I always like, you've got, what is it, the boomers, the Gen X, the millennials, and then Gen Zs.
Yeah.
And now
there's the last one too. The
new one is the alphas.
Oh, the alphas. That's
the
right.
alphas.
That's
but
right. That's right.
before the boomers, it was actually silent.
Yeah.
And come to find out, mom's in that generation.
Yeah, she is in that generation.
I didn't realize
so
that.
I think in this conversation we'll probably kind of talk about what we've uncovered, which I thought was very funny. We actually when we did it, we laughed.
Yeah,
we laughed
I
quite
definitely
a bit
chuckled about it.
Some of the stuff we can connect to it, and then I think what we'll do is we'll circle back through the family. Some of our own. So
we went down the list literally, and I'm like, oh, that's so and so. That's so and so.
Exactly.
That's so and so.
Exactly. So we have in our family, right? We have the entire gamut.
We have the entire of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
So we have, we're Gen X, right?
Yes.
Where our children, or my children, are
both.
Yeah, that's right.
A millennial.
I'm sorry, millennials and Gen Z,
Z,
right?
Yep.
And then I actually have. I don't. I do. I have an alpha. Yeah, all three of them are in all three generations.
Yes.
That's right. So yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, and
you do. Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
right.
that's right. So and then we have grandma or mom.
Mom. Yes.
So yeah, that was funny. So yeah, it's kind of funny is when we're talking, we're always laughing about what Generation X is. So we'll talk a little bit about our generation because I think it's probably,
it's the best generation.
It's the best generation.
I'm sorry.
I read something in one of these. Did you read that same thing where we talked about the?
How we grew up?
Yeah.
We were the latchkey,
the latchkey
kids. So
we drank from hoses.
We drank from the water hose. Like we didn't have any nut allergies.
That's right. No peanut allergies.
No
for
peanut
us.
allergies.
And we came home before 9 p.m. or after 9 p.m.
The streetlights.
Streetlights. That's right.
In the summer because it was streetlights.
That's right.
We always had to be home by the streetlights. But then
That's right.
we just hung out in the front yard. It's
That's
not like
right.
we went inside the house.
That's right.
Because there was nothing to do in the house. Mm-hmm. We didn't game. We didn't watch TV.
There
wasn't
was
the
no
thing.
gaming, right?
Right. We didn't watch TV or anything like that. It just wasn't our thing.
It was kind of funny. So what we called gaming in our time was going down to the local donut shop and playing Atari or, what's that? Pinballs, right?
Right.
Or some of the other ones, asteroids.
Right.
Or Pong. Remember Pong, where you have to hit, it's like a tennis court, you have to hit it back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Pong, and then the other one, Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
That's right.
Yep.
That's what we did. But yeah, we, latchkey kids, we came home. I remember, we were in the same school for the most part, right? And we would come home, we'd make our own food. Sometimes we would forget the key, so we'd sneak in through a window or
windows were always open.
Yeah, windows were always open.
Doors were unlocked.
Crawled in, and we, sometimes we would do it that way, and we'd make food. We'd watch TV.
We steal cars.
We did. We did some joyriding. Yeah, we did a lot of joyriding.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, my parents.
Funny enough, didn't your kids do that?
They did, but that was inappropriate. Yeah.
Funny how you did it.
I did it because we were more mature.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that how it is?
That's how it is. So yeah, we did that kind of stuff. And it's funny now as we sit back and we're kind of looking back, there's all kinds of comedians that do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And funny, because you can, for us, it's like we can sit back and go, oh, that was funny. That's exactly what would happen. And one guy said, oh, boo-hoo, we didn't have peanut gallery, peanut, whatever it was. That one comedian, I thought that was funny. So yeah. And then we, as we kind of, as I raised my children, it's kind of funny as I was reading some of this stuff about, I wouldn't go backwards. I mean, even the silent generation. We kind of funny. We kind of created our text to kind of have some general background stuff, right? And then we put in. I asked kind of the context of the negative side of every one of the generations.
Yeah.
So I know we have that in pages, whatever.
That was hysterical.
Yeah, the page 3. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of funny. We've just got to read some of this stuff. So
go ahead.
Because we looked at. The silent generation, and it's like resistant to change and modernization. Who does that sound like?
Mom.
That's right.
Hello.
Yeah, and then of course,
deeply traditional.
Yeah, emotionally
reserved.
That's right.
Ding ding.
Can be dismissive of mental health. Yeah, you can never tell my mother that you were going to go see a therapist.
She's like, back in the day, you don't do that with.
Yeah.
In her time,
therapist
was a waste of money.
You take your emotions and you shut them down. Okay,
Yes.
you keep them deep. It's not no one's business but yours.
You don't air your dirty laundry.
That's right. I remember that, and it's probably still prevalent today. You know.
Oh, in that generation, I would imagine. Yeah.
So if you think about that generation, right? They went through. I think there's some element of horror. They talked about something as it relates to that generation, but that generation. In my mother's case, right? So she came from a communist country, right? So there was hardship to an extent. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously they came from a wealthier existence,
right?
But, to lose all of their worldly possessions, can be traumatic, and then end up in New York where they settled as young women, trying to find their way. Mm-hmm. That definitely created some tension and some issues and stuff like that.
And some walls.
Yeah, walls.
Walls.
Yeah.
Mom's got a lot of them.
We actually just uncovered, I mean, we're not going to share this kind of stuff, but we've uncovered some
things that
some things like
she deep rooted.
Never. And I go, so I called you. I remember one time, did you know that? I go, what? So yeah, some shit that we don't want to talk about, but but there was some stuff there that's like, what?
But
I didn't know that.
Just deep rooted but she shoved stuff down. That's just how that generation and what we grew up with, that's how they did it.
Yeah,
it's funny because I'll always remember how when my mother and father were mad at one another, they didn't speak. And it was the silent treatment, like legit silent treatment. So and they would speak to us to tell them something.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like,
I don't remember that.
Hysterical. Miguel and I had talked about that before.
I don't remember that. I mean,
oh my God, it was hysterical.
Yeah, my memory of those two ever fighting, I don't have a strong memory. One time,
because it was silent.
Yeah. There was one time where we were all on vacation in Mexico, and we went with our aunt and our uncle. I don't know if our cousins were there.
Teresa. Oh no, Lisa.
No, she wasn't even.
Lisa was.
Maybe Lisa, but they got into some big argument, and it was the silent treatment of the next 2 days trying to get home. It was very funny. Yeah.
And we were just laughing. Yeah. We were just having a ball because it was just funny they weren't talking to one another.
Yeah, and what was funny is that I think my Rolly, our father, who passed away several years back at 94, he left the hotel room and went on a walk. And I remember getting woken up, and Mom was there, and said, "Don't worry about it. We'll get home." And that's all. I remember that vividly, right? And I think she said in Spanish.
I think it had to have been in Spanish.
It had to be Spanish. And she said, "Don't worry about it. We'll get home." But yeah, there was a silent treatment all the way. Yeah, I remember that part. Yeah, that part I do remember. Yeah. So yeah, they that generation just did things very differently.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah. And so now as we move through that, right? So
the next group, the boomers.
The boomers, that's right. And there was a long time where my kids thought I was a boomer. In fact, my daughter, the youngest one, Victoria, used to call me a boomer. I go, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not a boomer." So, but whatever.
Hello, no.
Yeah,
we're the best generation again.
Best generation, that's
not
right.
the boomers. But our older brother,
yeah,
he's a boomer.
Yeah, and there's some of these characteristic traits that the boomers certainly have, which are funny.
Yes, optimistic, idealistic, and driven. They're highly influential in shaping modern culture and politics.
Yeah, bullshit.
Well, that's what they're saying. That's what this says.
Yeah, bullshit, whatever. But yeah, hard workers. I can see that. Our cousin's a hard worker. She's
very hard worker.
She don't hunt. She don't eat. So that's kind of the way it is with her. So she's always been a firecracker killer. So that's what I would call her. She's a shark.
One of the negative things that they say that they're accused of hoarding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hoarding.
Huh. And housing.
Housing. Oh, because that generation had the wealth.
It's the wealth. Yeah,
right.
Hoarding wealth and housing.
Yeah. So the boomers and Gen X, right? We teeter from our age group. We teeter on both sides of that fence in that sense because though we don't hoard, but we're we have
frugal.
No, we have real estate and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
we don't hoard that.
Kind of stuff. We're not hoarding it, but I would think that other generations, like the millennials, They struggle for that. I think that's what it says in here is that they struggle for
they want the
housing.
Work,
Housing. So
but they want work-life balance. They're all about that. They're all about independent and skeptical and self-resilient.
Yeah.
Reliant. Sometimes called the latchkey generation, which I didn't find that to be the case at all. Oh wait,
that's us.
That's us. My bad.
No. Yeah, no. The Gen Zers are accused of fragility and all that kind of stuff. Yes. But yeah, I don't think the boomers from some of this stuff. I mean, the boomers like the Gen X. I mean, I think our boomers, right? Yeah. Our family, we all are roughly close in age. Few years here or there, plus or minus, but we all feel the same way. I think it's because of the way we grew up. We were all latchkey kids, including our older brother.
Oh, yeah.
So we were all that way. We all kind of represented ourselves.
But I think the difference with Miguel to us is Miguel was all into sports. And so he was always busy with his friends and doing sports, where you and I were all about not that.
Well, I mean, I remember I played baseball, soccer, all that shit, right? But no fucking parent, none of our parents came to see me play.
Oh, no.
I mean, I had to walk there, I had to walk back, or a skateboard, or a lot of skateboarding.
Yeah.
And bicycling to the frickin' baseball field or the soccer field. I didn't have, there
was no Uber for us.
There's no Uber. You needed to get there. You frickin' walked, or
if you wanted to do it.
Yeah, you bumped a ride. And remember, we won a trophy for being winners, not for participation. You win when you get a trophy. I got MVP for a couple different things, and it's because I was fucking good, okay? And I was better than everybody else. That's why I took it.
Okay, well, that's how you can take it that way, but okay.
Exactly, but there was not a prize for participation.
No.
Yeah. So,
that's not the generation that we grew up in.
And again, I didn't need my mommy and daddy at the field and that kind of stuff, cheering me on and.
And you fall, get up.
Yeah.
Just get up, wipe it off, go.
Remember what? It's not broken. Just
you're fine.
Whatever, you're fine. Get out. It's a little scratch.
Dust yourself off.
It's just a bone. It's actually just a big. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Well, maybe that might be a fracture, but let's put some duct tape on it. You'll be fine.
Right.
Remember duct tape. Get back on there. So, yeah. No, I think the only time, we did all kinds of stuff. We were able to just be. Mm-hmm. And we were able to just run around the streets, and we didn't get into heavy mischief. Not that we did, but we didn't get arrested for it. Let's put it that way. Yeah, nothing back then. You didn't get arrested for shit.
Well, you almost did.
No,
they were going to call you somebody.
No, they told us to get home.
But you hit a car.
Yeah, but you told me to go left.
Oh, so you're going to blame me.
Right. Yeah. So that was a great story. But yeah, so no, but even that situation, the cop just said, okay, you two need to go home and don't go anywhere else, because we were on a rampage to go from fast food to fast food.
Okay, because I wanted one thing, you wanted something else. Right. Mom and Dad weren't home. Where were they? God knows where they were.
Some dinner party.
Some dinner thing.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we were hungry.
Yeah, and so we took the car.
Yeah,
and I think you weren't even tall enough to look over the steering wheel.
Oh, you were driving, so it doesn't matter. I wasn't going to drive.
Something like that. So it was very funny. We had those kinds of experiences.
Well, no, the best part of that, because there was, I think, 3 different things that happened in that same situation.
3?
At least.
I don't know what that.
You scraped the side of the van.
Oh,
in the drive-thru.
We went through McDonald's in a huge. I think we told this story once in one of the podcasts. But we had my parents had a minivan, and that was kind of where all the kids. For whatever reason, my father liked minivans.
I don't know why.
And so that was the only one we could find the keys for, or something like that. And so we took the minivan. We went to McDonald's. And I didn't quite judge the distance between the poles.
You sure didn't.
And,
full on scrape on the side
from one end to the other. And then we thought, well, fuck.
Well, we're still going to finish our drive-through because we still need to get something. Yeah. So then pull out of the driveway. You did a stop or something, and my ice cream was sitting on top of the dashboard, and boom, it fell. You turn around and you hit the car.
Oh, no. Now I remember all of it.
The bumper of the car.
So let's take a step back. We went to McDonald's. I hit a pylon, scrape from one end to the other. Then we decided, well, since we're already there, we might as well get you your food.
Yeah.
Or my food.
I don't
you had
remember,
a
but
you had a McDonald's sundae
cream, yeah, the ice
sitting
cream.
on top of the thing,
The dashboard.
We went through the drive-through again.
Yes.
And then the ice cream went over,
Mm-hmm.
and as we all both looked down, right? We both looked down. I clipped a Cadillac. I think.
Cadillac.
Yeah.
The bumper of
And
it
so the guy who we hit
was actually there.
was actually watching. It's like, and we're like, and he's like making sure we pulled over. He called the cops and whatever. The cops came.
And we called the neighbor.
Yeah.
Remember we called Allison?
That's right. We called the neighbor, but the cop basically said, you know, he got our information, and then he told us to go home.
Yeah.
That's all.
So
it was.
what did we do? We parked the car in the van in the driveway, and we didn't say anything.
And
thinking,
it was blocked by a big tree we had. So
Yeah.
that was kind of funny. We got in trouble eventually.
oh well, yeah, they found out because the guy who we hit called them, like
Yeah.
wanted to pay.
Something like that. It's crazy. But those are the kinds of things that we were able to do and we were able to enjoy. And, you know, when we were kids, we spent a lot of time out of the house, playing with friends. And
Our parents did not want us in the house.
no.
They said, "Go get fresh air,
yeah.
go do stuff."
Yeah. So in that generation that where my kids are, right, they were always in the house, right? They were always playing video games and all that kind of stuff, you know. So I think for us, we got to experience life a little differently. I think a lot better, personally.
I do too.
I think so. We had much more fun.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great childhood.
I think,
can't just
we
say
all
I
did.
can't.
We all did. I don't think our parents were helicopters at all.
Oh.
No.
No.
Where I think I was probably more of a helicopter parent because of the way the world was changing. So that's
can see that.
But you know, I would kick out, you know, my son, my daughter, get the hell out of the house. He'd be gone for 4 or 5 hours, you know. But all they would do is sneak over to the Best Buy and start playing video games over there because I didn't want them playing video games, right? So it was that argument of get out of the house, go do something, go build a fort. Remember, go build a fort, treehouse or something, shit like that, you know. So yeah, they would just sneak over and play video games somewhere else. So just crazy shit. But those, I think you were, was it the alphas that you were showing me some language?
Oh, that's the alpha generation. They've
Was it the
got a
alpha
whole
generation?
other, kids today in high school.
Yeah.
That's alpha. Oh my Lord. I don't even understand some of the languages and the terminologies that they're using.
It's kind of funny. Somebody, what was something you were describing that somebody sent you an email or a text on? They said ATM.
Oh.
Yeah. So she's describing this email that she got from some
It was a
guy.
text,
How old
yeah.
is he? How old?
He's my age.
Yeah. So he does an abbreviation and he says ATM. And the first thing that comes to my mind was ass to mouth, right? Because that's what I thought that what ATM meant, right?
I didn't go that dark.
I just thought that's what it meant. So
I knew what ATM that version meant, but knowing the source,
Okay.
I didn't take it that way.
I didn't. So what did it mean?
At the moment.
At the moment, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, there's that's what happens with and he's our he's our age.
He's our generation.
And
His kids are Gen Z.
Okay.
So I think it's getting the terminology from them.
Oh, okay.
And they may not know what ATM stands for. But
'Cause I've been on the back end of a lot of those kinds of texts from my daughter saying, "I don't understand what you're saying."
you've said that to her,
Yeah, I've said that to her. I go, please don't talk in abbreviation form. Give me the context of what you actually
Type it
write.
out.
Type it out. Send me an email.
But they want to abbreviate everything.
Everything's abbreviated, and there's a lot of them. Like I don't know what
There's too many.
I've gotten savvier since I've been doing this, or since I've been raising kids and stuff. But
So you want to hear the craziest thing? When I started working at a financial institution, I want to say almost 30 years ago, this institution, so any financial institution you go to, a bank, a mortgage, whatever, there's abbreviations, there's acronyms, right?
Sure.
I had to have a cheat sheet for all the different acronyms at the time. So it's funny that it's like, here you go, full circle.
Yeah.
And now it's a cheat sheet for how do kids speak.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, back in the corporate world, I remember when I was in, back at the big commercial real estate, they had a same concept, a cheat sheet for all the freaking acronyms. And it was like 30 pages of acronyms,
God,
it's all kinds of things.
I had to stop people mid, like, oh, what does that mean? Let me write that down. Add it to my acronym
So you're,
list.
you're first into your first time in there, and you're in a meeting, and they're talking, and ATM and this and that.
Yeah.
What does that mean? So, I get a lot of that, and I get a lot of that today. But I obviously I pay closer attention to stuff, and I look shit up before I say anything. So
Yeah. No, I do too. I do too.
it's outrageous, some of that stuff. But kind of funny as we were going through this topic point, and we wanted to lighten up from all the dark stuff that's been going on the past few weeks.
We?
So, huh?
We?
Yeah, I did.
Lies.
I did.
I did.
Oh, you did? Was it you?
It was me.
Oh, was it you? Okay. I thought it was a fun topic. So
I
yeah.
thought it was a great topic.
Yeah. So there's, we talked. The first thing I wrote down in my notes when I was kind of chuckling at some of the stuff that I read, online and stuff, and was no peanut allergies, right? Because we didn't have that kind of shit. Today, I used to joke around with Victoria all the time. And because they had, in her elementary school, they had a separate table for the peanut kids.
Peanut kids.
And I would say, what would happen if you threw a peanut at them? I was joking with her. I'm joking. I mean, I know it's a real allergy thing where people blow up.
But is it?
I don't know. That's what people say. I don't know. But whatever. I wanted to test it, but I didn't want to get her in trouble.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
And then her mother, I didn't want her to get pissed off either. So you know how that is. So, yeah. But yeah, we would, we would walk by and you'd see a little table there, peanut allergy. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have that kind of shit.
No.
Yeah.
Y'all sat everywhere. We didn't care.
Like I said, we got cut. Duct tape was a big thing. You put some toilet paper and some duct tape. You wrap that sucker up and you deal with it later. And when you get home at whatever time, you took a shower or whatever the hell it was.
You're like, Mom, it still hurts.
You rip that shit off and, remember Bactine?
Bactine. Oh my Lord! Here, let's just spray some on. And I'm like, oh my God! Talk about alcohol and steroids.
We tried, but there were times where you ran out of Bactine, and they had that other stuff, the hydro, whatever it was, and then
hydrogen peroxide.
Hydrogen peroxide.
They put alcohol on us.
And then alcohol. That's
Lord,
right.
they put alcohol on us.
Vodka. Remember that?
Oh my God!
It's the best way to disinfect it. You used all the rubber screaming like shit. It's like, what the fuck? That was
But we sucked it up and we took it. Yeah. Like, that's the only way we did it.
No tears. No whining.
We cried. My mom would be like, I'll give you something to cry about.
That's right. That's right. Let me give you the shoe. Yeah.
Chancla.
Yeah. We had a lot of things. I had a lot of things thrown at me.
I had a bag of rice almost thrown on my head.
She loved the bag of rice.
Yeah. Well, so I did something.
Yeah.
Which is probably valid. And she grabbed this bag of rice and she was going to throw it on my head, but was just so angry. She threw it on the floor and rice was everywhere. She goes, now pick it up. Yeah. And she walked out. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, well, bags of rice exploding were a theme with my mother. So yeah, you couldn't bring a bad report card because the kind of shit we did with the report cards, remember?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. So we went to a parochial school when we were kids, and I got very good at getting my father to sign the report cards. Sight unseen, right? I would fold it up.
He was busy.
No, you know what it was? I remember one time.
It got caught?
Because I had done it a few times, right? I got so good with his signature too.
But I was great at his signature at some point.
Yeah, there was one time where, for whatever reason, I asked him to sign it. And so my dad, you could ask him anything, as bad as it was, as long as he was on the toilet. Because he couldn't get up to hit you. Yeah, because he was indisposed. So that's where we would have conversation. Anything bad you needed to share and get off so that you would lighten the load, and we would do it in the bathroom. And our brother, didn't get that for some time. We had to actually explain it to him.
He didn't understand. Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got him to sign the report card, and he says, "What am I signing?" I remember that, and we got in trouble that day. It was
because it was mine.
Your report card. Yeah.
He signed yours, but you're like, oh wait, I forgot this one too.
Yeah.
And it was mine, of course, and it was a shitty report card.
Yeah. That's the kind of shit we did. So exactly. Today you can't do that. The kids today, everything's electronic. So kids just don't have the same luxuries we did. So it was good stuff. But we were looking at some of this comedy stuff of these generations. I think even it's kind of funny. So, I think I've heard this a few times where like the silent generation, their biggest catchphrase was always back in my day, which I thought was always funny. Stories that start strong and end with trauma, which I thought was kind of funny. So we're not going to read all of them, but we just thought we'd read a few of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Was that one? Texting is rude, emails cutting edge, which I thought was kind of funny. Yeah, and then this one has 12
Which one?
That's mom all over
Oh,
again.
the 12. Oh my God, the passwords.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this one has 12 different passwords written down
notebook.
in a notebook next to the landline. So my mother, our mother has a book, a paper notebook.
Dad had it too, just FYI.
Did he? Okay.
Yes.
And she's got every single freaking password written down.
And then when she changes it, she does the whiteout.
Whiteout. That's right.
And writes over it.
And then she forgets she wrote the password down, so she writes it on a different page. So she's got her Wi-Fi password written down 4 times. And so every time I go, whatever happens, I need I need the Wi-Fi password. I go, Mom, what's the password? Oh, it's here. And I go, that's not the right password. I think I remember putting the asterisk on the right one. And so sure enough, I found it. And I go, Mom, I told you, I thought you were going to cross all these old ones out. I'm getting to it.
Well, she bought a book already to rewrite everything, and she hasn't done it yet.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
But anyways. Then you got the funny stuff for the boomers, and they blame millennials for killing everything from department stores to golf.
That's right. All the department stores are leaving.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, I can blame the millennials for that. Yeah, it's funny. The millennials, exactly. Thinks working 80 hours a week is a badge of honor.
Yeah. Which is totally, oh my God, that's such a boomer.
It is a boomer.
That's such a boomer. I mean, Gen X has like some good work ethics too, but I don't know about the 80 hours.
Yeah. And then, kind of funny, they write down some funky things about memes, and I think the funniest one that we found was the one at the bottom.
Which one?
Facebook is their natural habitat.
Oh, yes.
The boomers.
And the boomers.
So what does that say about MySpace, remember?
Oh,
I never had one. MySpace, but
I never
it was
had one
like
either.
I think it was my son that once said, "Oh yeah, boomers like MySpace. That's so old and archaic." And it's like actually not. Like, apparently, according to what's out there, it's Facebook is a boomer thing. So that's pretty funny. Can't believe people don't want to stay at a job for 40 years. Yeah, right.
It's true.
Yeah.
Kids today definitely don't want to stay at a job. They bounce.
They bounce every 2 years, if that, because they're all about making.
It's chasing the dollar.
It's chasing the dollars and making new connections. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah, and then we get to Generation X with these traits and stuff. This is, you got to read all these. These are funny.
This one's funny.
This is our generation. We got to read them. So it's very funny.
The forgotten middle child of the generation.
That's right. That's it.
This is
middle
terrible.
child.
Yep.
That's right.
Survived drinking from the garden hose, no seatbelts, and being home alone at 9 p.m.
Let's go back. So you remember when my mother had a Chevy Nova, which did not have seatbelts. We were in Hollywood at the time. I think we were driving. And my mother used to be very fun. I mean, she still is very fun.
No, she's great.
Young mom and very attractive. And she would always do, okay, let's lift up our hands as she would go over dips and stuff. And we did not have seatbelts at the time. Remember that?
Yep.
In that yellow Chevy Nova?
Yeah.
And we would all be flying up and down. It's funny. And then, of course, the Volkswagen Beetle didn't have any seatbelts, and we would go all the way to the back, and it's just all that.
Well,
shit.
I sat in that very last row. I literally sat in that very last row.
That little pocket back there. Yeah, so we didn't have
talk
seatbelts.
about no seatbelts. Remember when we went to Mexico?
Oh my
with
God.
our uncle?
Yeah,
we were in another van.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why, but it had no seats at all. So we sat in there with lawn chairs. Lawn chairs.
That's right, getting tipped over every 5
And
minutes.
this is how we were holding on. That's the seatbelt, was holding on to the window.
That's right.
That was our seatbelt.
Right, I remember that. Yeah, can't do that today.
Not today.
Not today.
Nope.
That's right.
Because you got a freaking car to tell you and remind you.
It's like back then. It's like it's hot. Roll down the window. No air conditioning. Right. No climate control front and back.
No butt warmers.
No butt warmers. I'm cold. We'll put a sweater on. That's how it was, right?
Oh yeah. Totally.
So it's like funny. So on that funny note, right? So when I still did this is not too long ago. I think when all my kids were living in my house, I would keep the temperature at bay. I wouldn't put the heater on, that kind of, because it was expensive, right? So I would say they'd complain it's cold, put a sweater on, or here's a blanket. I'm cold still. Put a sweater on, put a jacket on, put a hoodie on, layer up, put a beanie on. Stop bitching about it when it's not that cold. While I've got a beanie, I've got a hoodie on.
Yep.
It's like, it's fine. Fucking kids always complaining about shit. So, or you would turn the hot water off because they were in the shower for an hour.
Oh.
Yeah. So I would go.
We didn't do that. I don't have kids, so I didn't do that.
I did that. I did it a few times where my son, for whatever reason, he would love to just hang out in the shower, and he's a Gen No, he's
a millennial.
Millennial. So he would just hang out in the shower. It's his decompression time, he would say to me. I go, well, decompressing your room, that's costing me real money. So get the hell out of the shower, That's what I would say. And so, there was a couple times where I had to turn the hot water off on him.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that you turned it off.
Yeah, so
I wonder if he remembers that.
Whether he does or not, we should ask him.
We should ask him. That's funny, though.
So what was this thing? We're
still on Gen X. So obsessed with the 80s and 90s.
That's right.
Nostalgia.
Best fucking music
Hell
on the planet.
80s for sure.
Yeah, so absolutely best music. And then we grew up watching MTV. That's right. And then the late 90s were all the grunge shit. Pearl Jam and all that kind of stuff. So we had the best music. Our generation had the top down best music.
So we still make fun of millennials.
We do.
I know I do.
I do too.
But we feel bad for them.
Sometimes. Because my children, it's like, I feel a little bad.
Yeah, just one.
To some extent. Yeah, that's right. Just one.
Just one.
That's right.
He's my love, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And what does this last thing says? We still listen to Nirvana. I don't listen to Nirvana.
I don't either.
But that's funny.
That was funny.
That was pretty comedic. So yeah. And of course the millennials, we all in their case they can't afford houses, but they have house plants.
Yes.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
They're named Kevin.
Yeah. And the second one was pretty funny.
Oh, crippling student debt.
Yeah, we get it. All these millennials have crippling student debt, but
they'll have a $6 latte all day long.
That's right. So you know what? Can't feel too bad about that. And of course, 3 reusable water bottles.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny. Yeah,
that is.
Use validation from likes and astrology memes. I don't think that sounds more like an Alex thing.
Let's get into that one.
Yeah, we'll get into that one. Yeah. It's so funny because our kids, my kids are literally 16 months apart or something like that. So they're not too far apart, but they cross over between millennials and Gen Z. And I think my daughter would prefer to be a millennial rather than a Gen Z. My older one, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, so.
I don't know, because she really does relate to the Gen Z world.
Yeah, she does.
I love you, Alex, but
she'll be, and by the way, we're organizing.
We really wanted her to be a part of this.
She's been just so freaking swamped with all kinds of things that she's been doing. So we are organizing. She'll be back. Everybody's been asking, where's Alex?
Yeah.
Alex is just taking a little bit of a hiatus to get her shit done and organized. She's got to get herself organized.
I call her Jamaican because she's got like 3 jobs.
Yeah. 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 She's a beast. So we're just trying to get her organized, or she's trying to get herself organized. So she'll be back, and then we got to organize schedule. Yeah. So she's got topics that she's already put down on paper.
Oh, good.
So we're working through all that stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
But she's our Gen Z.
Yeah, she's our Gen Z.
She and my older brother's kid.
Yeah.
One child.
That's right.
He's got his oldest is the Gen Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what's the popular memes burned out for millennials? Burnout jokes? What the hell's a burnout joke?
For millennial?
Yeah. Mental health awareness. Okay. Nostalgia for 2000s? I'm not sure about that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Adulting is hard. Yeah, that's a millennial.
That's definitely a millennial, yeah.
TikToks about anxiety therapy and being emotionally wrecked, but hilarious. Yeah. This is their TikToks. I could totally see that too.
That's right. I'm not a big TikToker, but yeah.
I am, but I see it.
Yeah.
I definitely see it.
And then we got the crazy Gen Zers. That's my daughter.
Wait. You didn't get the last part.
Which one? Which was the last one?
Seen as sensitive.
Yeah, that's right.
Ironic.
That's right.
Purpose-driven.
And blames.
But a bit of a dramatic.
Yes.
Dramatic.
Yeah.
And they boomers blame them for everything.
Yeah. I don't know is Gianni dramatic? He can be a bit dramatic.
Love you, G, but
I don't know. We did. I think we do. The boomers do blame them for everything. The millennials get a bad rap. So
they do.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, which I think the Gen Zs get a worse rap because they're the larger wokies of it all.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, my millennial isn't woke. My Gen Zer is a little woke, but she's gotten better. Yeah.
Would she admit that?
She won't admit that. She'll say bullshit. When she comes back on.
I was gonna say
when she comes back on the podcast.
She's gonna have a rebuttal for that one.
When she comes back on the podcast, she may go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then so we got diagnosis. That's funny. I thought that was pretty funny. So Gen Zs diagnose themselves on WebMD.
At 14.
At 14, that's right.
funny.
That's right. And
Some of these
oth-
things were hysterical.
Yeah, some of these other memes that they do, dark humor, absurdness, TikTok. I don't know what that exactly.
Yeah, I'm not
meant,
quite
but
sure
yeah.
about that one.
Anti-capitalist,
Capitalist.
absolutely.
Pro-therapy,
extremely online.
online.
That sounds like Alex. So just saying, yeah. And roast millennials for skinny jeans. I'm not sure about that one, but I thought that was funny.
That is funny.
Yeah. So it was just, those were.
Which is so funny because Alex is all about like the vintage clothing and that kind of.
But 80s is her.
style.
I think isn't 80s her bag.
Yeah.
And this is.
80s and 90s.
But she's bagging millennials. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe right. Yeah. Well, whatever. If it makes money.
So maybe she's cusp.
Maybe she's cusp. Yeah. She was actually.
teeters on both.
She's actually borderline.
She teeters on both.
Yeah, she's actually borderline.
I could see that.
Where I borderline boomers.
I don't.
Yeah, yeah. So that's probably why she's on that cusp, right? Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we triggle on to our
youngins, our younglins.
Yeah, our youngin ones. So we've got a few of those, and I have an 18-year-old who's a freshman in college, so she's young.
Yep.
So she's, I don't know if it's something that's born with an iPad in hand. Yeah, she had an iPad.
She did have an iPad.
She had two.
She had a couple of them. I was gonna say
Yeah.
she had a couple of them.
6-year-olds with better editing skills than adults. That's funny. And then I think you were just cracking up about the third one, which is, Mom, can you airdrop my homework? That's funny.
That's hysterical.
The other stuff, I don't know, the memes, I'm not sure about that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't get all that. And of course, that's an evolving generation. So
Yeah,
I think
it's to 2013 to
2025
this year. Yeah,
so I
this
think
year.
for what I had heard and what I had read, that these generational cohorts were going to be shifting again, and the next one is going to be generation beta.
Is it beta?
That's what I heard.
Because this is alpha.
This is alpha. So
Yeah.
they're the stronger, because obviously an alpha is stronger. A beta is more of a follower, I think. Yeah. So that's pretty
see.
funny. So that was just, so we had, we had a.
I had a good time doing this thing.
we had a bit of-
Researching this one
yeah,
was hysterical.
Yeah, we had a bit of a chuckle with some of this stuff, and it's just some of the stuff we can relate to directly because it was just too
heck
funny.
yeah.
We have a rich family with all kinds of generations, and when we all get together, Thanksgiving's going to be coming up in a few weeks or a few month or so, and it's a good time. Unfortunately, our family's all been scattered across the country because everyone's leaving California as fast as they can to get away from the crazies. But hopefully, when they come back in, and there are times where we were all there. I think we were all there back a few years back.
It was
I
a
think
few years back.
It was
Yeah,
for
it was
the holiday.
actually when Dad was still here.
Yeah, it was for the holiday,
Christmas.
the Christmas holiday. That's
Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
we took a very big picture with everybody up the stairwells and all that kind of stuff. So when we're all together, we're all talking all kinds of smack. The young people
so
are talking
fun.
with each other, and the older ones are talking.
And then we try to get into the conversation with the youngins, and we're like, "What are you saying? What is that word?"
You try to be funny, and they're like, "Okay, that's not funny." So we get a lot of that. So
we get the eyebrows.
yeah, and the beauty about our families, we got all kinds of diversity.
We do.
We got
all of it. We love that, though.
We got the color spectrum, and we got the rainbow spectrum.
We do.
So we're blessed with
Love
all
that.
kinds of characters.
Diverse.
Yeah, very diverse.
We're definitely diverse.
So we get
I love that.
we get to enjoy all that. And we, it's funny, the older generation. We went to dinner, and I won't say too much, but we went to dinner with 3 generations, and it was funny to watch some of the interaction because the younger Gen Z didn't like some of the conversation that we were having from the boomer, and it was like they get offended because they don't understand that the boomers are what they are.
She was millennial. That was a millennial.
Millennial, yeah. And so it's all very funny.
And the Gen Z was like, whatever.
She was an alpha. The alpha didn't say whatever. Victoria said like whatever.
That was Victoria.
Yeah. So, but she's an alpha.
That's an alpha.
Gen
That's
alpha.
right.
So she's like, okay, whatever. Who cares? So it's very funny to watch all these diversity
interactions.
of interaction and
But
stuff.
it's nice. I love that. I love our family.
Yeah, this was good. This was fun. We'll have to come up. We'll have to come up with a few other ones that we are working on. One that Alex has been honing, and hopefully she'll get it together, and we'll be able to add some. We kind of looked at it today. We talked briefly about it, but she's going to do some expansion on it, and we're gonna sit down and kind of talk about all these different things as it relates to generational stuff, which I think is a fun topic to keep on exploring. So
It is.
we want to thank everybody. Anybody who's on YouTube, please like and subscribe, leave comments. It always helps that algorithm, and the more subscriptions we get, it helps us. And then if you're on all the other podcast platforms, we're there as well. So please enjoy and keep sending those comments. We enjoy reading them.
Yes,
So,
thank you. Have a good night.
yeah, it's good. Thanks, everybody. Life in the Bitter Truth. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.